Hi guys, I'm back with another video. I hope you guys are having a great Easter Sunday. Today's a little different. I haven't done a movie review in a while, and we actually got a TV movie last night. The Clark Sisters, the First Ladies of Gospel. Now let me tell y'all, I did not expect to love this movie, because when I heard Lifetime was doing this, I was like, oh no, Lifetime, you're gonna piss off the church now, because if you watch Lifetime, you know they've been doing biopics horribly wrong, especially when it comes to our people. But when I found out that Queen Latifah, Mary J. Blige, and Missy was producing, I was like, okay, I'll give y'all a chance. I'm giving y'all a chance. And you see the first preview, I'm like, okay, let me go watch. Child, there's so much that happened that I had no idea. Now, if you went to church, you heard the Clark Sisters on the church playlist, okay? You Are My Sunshine, okay? That is every Sunday. I heard it in the car, and we sang it during service. And, whoo, child. First of all, this cast. Y'all did so good with this casting, okay? I did not... First of all, let me just get on to the actress that plays Miss Dr. Maddie Clark. The actress, Ajena, I'm saying her name so wrong. I remember her from Quantico. Give her her flowers. She better get a freaking Emmy nomination from this, okay? Because literally, she looks spot on to Miss Maddie. And if you watch old videos and you watch it alongside the movie, she does this so good. Like, honestly, she has me crying multiple times during this movie. And I'm just like, wow, just amazing. Then we have Christina Bell, who plays Twinkie. Let me just say, this girl, I'm not gonna lie. Till yesterday, I thought Jill Scott was in this movie. Until someone told me, no, girl, that's Christina Bell. And I'm like, what? She looks just like Jill Scott. Honestly, if Jill Scott ever does a biopic or a miniseries, get Christina Bell to play her, okay? Because she looks just like her. And the rest of the sisters, Raven Goodwin girl playing Denise. I'm like, Raven, I'm so glad to see you and stuff again. I haven't seen her since being Mary Jane, the series. Because, whoo, girl, listen. And also, Raven, congratulations on the engagement and the baby girl. Oh my God, I did not know she married her co-star from Good Luck Charlie. I'm like, what? You over here growing up on me. Come on now. But yeah, the casting was great. Just the directing was great. The only thing I didn't like about it, and it's the thing with a lot of biopics, is that they rush through the kind of juicy tea years, okay? Because a lot of stuff happened in the 80s and the 90s between the family. Side note, Denise, there's an interview with Denise that is starting to pick up steam, because according to the streets, the family's still beefing with Denise, and they haven't talked since their mama's funeral. So yeah, I'm not gonna say it on here. You can go to the other blog videos that are talking about it, but we just need a Yanya for them. But anyway, basically, the movie starts off with the girls as kids. Their mom, she is part of the music ministry of the Church of God in Christ, the Kojic. Now, Kojic is different from your regular Baptist or Methodist or Episcopal church. I'm part of the Methodist Episcopal, and we have some leniencies. And my stepdad is actually a pastor, but he's a progressive pastor, meaning he's with the times. Okay, I mean he was a divorcee when he met my mom, so yeah. So with Kojic, it's different. You can't wear pants. You can't wear lipstick, because apparently it's for the harlots, and you can't date. And it's just a lot of control, mainly over the women. That's kind of how I noticed. It. And I actually go to school. I actually was friends with some Kojic kids and preachers' kids. And listen, it could either go one way or the other. And we could tell that Miss Maddie, she was one of those parents who was strict, but later she became, more a little bit progressive over things. Basically, she would coach the girls and train them. She's a real renowned gospel singer. She would train her girls. Her husband, her second husband didn't like it. The first husband is the father of Jackie and their brother, who was not mentioned, which I find it kind of weird, but you know, maybe he didn't want to be involved in the movie. But the second husband, that's the father of Dorinda, Denise, Twinkie, and Karen. So when basically she wanted to basically coach the girls full time instead of be the first lady, the dad didn't like it, and basically he started abusing her, and then he, you know, even slapped Jackie for calling the cops, and you know, Miss Matney was not here for it. She went ahead and divorced him, which I was like, thank goodness, because a lot of times, you know, a lot of women would stay in unhealthy relationships and households because they don't have a fallback to go off of. And Miss Maddie, you know, she was brave enough. She had the fallback and she was willing to go on her own. So she divorced him. She went ahead and started managing the girls. And at the same time, even though they're grown women, she was, you know, incredibly strict. And, you know, just the practices would be long. She would be throwing shoes at people. They'd be chewing gum in rehearsal. I laughed at that so much. Yeah, I liked how we got to see the overall journey with every sister. You know, you have Jackie, who's the oldest, who, you know, she was involved with the music, but also she wanted to have like a practical job if this didn't work out. So she's actually, you know, to this day, she's still a nurse. And you know, Jackie, if you are on the front lines during this pandemic, girl, thank you, okay? You over here blessing my life during my childhood, and here you continue to bless people, you know, in the front lines of this pandemic. But yes, we get to see Jackie, and she's more of the realistic one. She's a realistic person, but also you have Dorinda, who's kind of like a mini Maddie, who say the stuff that their mama doesn't want to say to the girls. When Denise got pregnant, they were literally in fear over what their audience was going to think, because they were just starting to pick up mainstream steam with You Are My Sunshine. That was the hit that, you know, popped them off, because every person has that song that kind of puts them in a trajectory of getting the mainstream audience, you know. Case in point, you know, Old Town Road, that was Lil Nas X. Truth Hurts, that was Lizzo. And, you know, Shackles for me, that was Mary Mary. Mary Mary with Shackles, that was what the song that kind of like catapulted them up. And with You Are My Sunshine, that catapulted the sisters up. So then you have Denise. Denise, girl. Denise and Miss Maddie went through some stuff, okay? Denise wanted her freedom. You know, she is, oftentimes, if you restrict kids, they rebel. And Denise, she rebelled. She wanted freedom. Case in point, her getting pregnant. You know, she got caught up. And her sisters were in instant panic because they're thinking, oh my God, this is going to be a whole scandal, okay? The audience is going to completely reject us, especially the Kojaks. And mama might lose her position. And I'm like, wait, they're going to kick your mama off the board because her daughter got pregnant? I mean, like, we get... It reminds me of how, like, in church, you hear about people being sat down. There is this one, you know, let me not put my church members' business out there like that, okay? The stories you hear at church, man, it's crazy. But basically, Miss Maddie was like, look, we can hide it. Y'all big girls. We got wardrobe changes. We can just hide this. And they went about it, and we see them, you know, go through the next couple of years. They're gaining success. They get nominated, and they got invited to the Grammys. They were nominated, and they got to perform, and their mama performed with them. However, that got her in trouble, and they basically kicked her off of the board because she sang of her daughters. And they said, hey, you can keep your position, you just can't sing with them no more. And she was like, you're not going to control me being with my children. And basically, she called them out, basically saying that you want to control them. It's not God's control, it's y'all's control. And so we go through the years. We see Dorinda get engaged. And, you know, Twinkie, he wants that companionship. And, you know, the mama had Twinkie drop out of Howard. I'm like, bruh, you can do music and still get your degree. Look at Megan Thee Stallion. What? But, you know, she wanted to be music. She was a musical project. She was the brains behind all the music, the songwriting that they did. And, So we have RZA. He's trying to poach Karen to go solo. When she says no, she's the responsible one that says, you're going to have to talk to my mama about that. Not even a whole minute later, he goes to Twinkie. Twinkie basically sold her entire catalog just so she can get a Lincoln. I'm like, I mean, granted, the Lincoln was probably not the only thing that she bought. She probably got other stuff and probably had some money on the side. But she sold her whole catalog, meaning she can't get no royalties, meaning her sisters can't get any royalties. And basically, the mama went off. And here's something. When she said, you're the body of a woman, but inside you're still a child, that rung so much and so much sense. Because Twinkie, she was kind of the naive one. She was the head in the clouds kind of person. And I think it's because she was restricted so much in her life. She's never been introduced to new things. And, that's why she fell in head over heels in love with freaking John. John, his lazy ass. Let me get on to John, okay? John ain't got no job. He was ready to take this girl down to North Carolina with basically nothing to his name. And then when the mama said no, not only did he pull them apart, he pushed her down to the staircase. And they were already down the stairs, but he pushed her down and she landed on the stairs. And mind you, mama is sick at this point, okay? I think she had diabetes. She was on a cane. Now listen, bruh. Do not put hands on my mama. Kiki. No, not Kiki. Twinkie. How could you let him do this to your mama, though? Granted, he's your ex-husband now, but how could you let him do that? You put hands on my mama, I'm putting hands on you, and we done. No. And when they get down there, a couple years later, she hasn't talked to her mama and sisters in a couple years. They're married. They have a son. Kiki's performing at night and basically taking care of the baby during the day. John's doing God knows what. And he expects her to be the whole breadwinner. Man, get a job, bruh. Get a job. My God. But yeah, during these years, after basically Denise left when she wouldn't sign, after having an emotional fit over her mama not watching the kids. And at this point, she's on like 3 kids at this point. I'm like, hold up. We went from 1 to 3. How long has it been? It was hard to keep up with the timelines, but Denise was the first one to leave. Then it was Twinkie. And then, it was just the 3 for a while. And, this time the mom was getting sicker and sicker. She had diabetes. She had to go to the hospital because her foot was bleeding. But right before that, she had gifted Jackie with a new pair of scrub pants for her to wear to work because she's a nurse. And in the beginning, early in the movie, she did not like her wearing pants because it's part of the Kojic rules. And she's like, if you're wearing pants, you might as well be smoking weed too. I'm like, Miss Maddie, no. It's just like the things we see as normal isn't seen normal by other religions. So it's a lot. But yeah, the mom's in the hospital. She has the 3 sing. And, basically, they're about to leave. And Dorinda didn't want to leave. And Miss Maddie was like, I'll be fine. And I'm assuming that's the last thing and the last time they saw her. Because we immediately go to her funeral. And it's like, man, that was probably the last time they saw her alive. And she must have passed when they got back. And so we've seen each of the girls mourn. They have different memories with their mom. Twinkie, she's there and she's just devastated that she never called her mom back, even though her mom has been trying to get in contact with her for a long while. And in walks Denise with her 7 boys. I said 7. 7 boys? What? And, apparently they have different dads. And I'm like, oh, Lord. Wow. Okay. Kevin on stage on Twitter said that she's the Kiki Wyatt of the family. I said, if she has more than 7, then we can declare her Kiki Wyatt. Because Kiki got 10 as of this year. So, yeah. Basically, she went up on the stage and she was basically saying, this is my mama. I'm going to grieve her. The sisters weren't having it. Jackie was rolling her eyes. They had to get her off stage. And they got into it because they didn't want her to get in the limo with them. And I'm like, It's y'all's mama's funeral. Y'all can't get it together. And then her and Karen, they got into it. And basically they, basically were having it. And, Twinkie was kind of the one that was always on her side because, she was that, person that wanted to rebel. And she didn't get to say goodbye to her mom. And child Twinkie had a nervous breakdown. She left the house in the middle of the night to go back to the church and basically, say sorry to her mama's photo that they had put it up during the service. And she was just in bereavement. The next thing we see, she's in the psych ward. And because she had a nervous breakdown. And, Jackie, she's begging Dorinda to help because she's trying to keep the family together. She's trying to take care of everybody. Dorinda, she can't handle it. She's losing it. Apparently there was an attempted suicide. I was like, what? My God, they went through so much. Like, their mama was really the thing keeping them together. And so we flash forward to a couple of years, and we see that Twinkie, she's out the psych ward, and Karen wants to have the sisters together again. And they tried with Denise, but she doesn't want to. And then Karen, she basically goes in to get weight loss surgery. But there were complications, and according to the Ugg son, they found a blood clot, and she was in a coma for about a month, and they didn't know if she was going to make it. Thankfully, she did wake up, and that was the inspiration for her 2002 album. So, yeah. And then, we end off with them singing, one last time together as a quartet, and we see that, Twinkie, she's, nervous, and I'm sorry, y'all, it's my glue, I was trying to get it together. We see Twinkie, she's nervous, and, she's asking, a quick prayer from her mom, and we see them perform together. And as we transition from the actors, we see the actual sisters together, Dorinda, Jackie, and Karen, they're singing, and we see the little credits on what everyone's doing now. And honestly, this was so good. This movie was so good. It was about 2.5 hours with the commercials, but really it's an hour and 40. I could have wished that it was like a 2-night event because there's so much tea. Because it was just so good, and apparently there's so much tea that they had to gloss over. So I hope, they make a miniseries, okay? Hulu, if y'all want to make a miniseries, partner with Lifetime, y'all already doing the Wu-Tang Clan, and you got season 2 on that coming up. So, yeah. Clark Sisters, man, they did it for music. But it has me thinking who I want to see next, because we've got the Clark Sisters. We had Toni Braxton. That was the only good one from Lifetime that, was given. But granted, both projects were over the people who it was about. And I know people want to bring up a colorism issue with this movie. Y'all, the Clark Sisters were involved in the casting, okay? This was not Lifetime casting. This was good. This was honestly good casting. I mean, people want to say, oh, they don't have the sound, it doesn't look exactly like her. Y'all, when you look at the Clark Sisters in the 80s and the 90s, compare them, people get lighter with age, people get darker with age. It happens. And I know colorism is still present, but in this movie, it was not present. So, there you go. Who I would want to see another biopic, if it's like on the religious scale, maybe Mary. I say maybe because they had the reality show already, but I would love to see, the story of them coming up, in, the church. If not them, Kirk Franklin would be a good one. And, on a regular secular music scale, I would love to see a Mary J. Blige one. Because Mary J. Blige, that would be a good biopic. But you know what? The casting has to be perfect on that. Because Mama been through it. She has a life. She has had a life to live. So, yeah, this one's been almost 20 minutes long. I hope you guys liked the movie. They're going to be rerunning it on Lifetime all this week since we're all inside. So definitely go check that out. I watched it already again today. So I hope you guys are having a great Easter. Hope you guys are staying safe. Leave me anything in the comments of what you thought of the movie. Let me know what you want me to review next. That's on TV while we're inside. Because I'm going to review Insecure tonight, and my recap will be on here tomorrow. Anyways, your girl, peace out, more love, and have a great week. Bye.